Welcome to Happily Distracted. I'm Layla. I put the HD in ADHD. Around here, distraction isn't the problem, it's the party. Welcome to Happily Distracted. I'm Layla, your host, where distractions are not a problem, they're the party. I have my wonderful co-host, Monya, my sister. Say hello.
Hi.
So we're back. We're back with more distractions.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Who should we start with? You or me?
You. I think we start with you.
Yay, me first. Although it's not all about me. How am I happily distracted this week?
Yeah. How are you happily distracted?
Okay, Monya, I'll tell you. This week I am very focused on YouTube videos around European pickpocketers.
Okay.
I kind of have a list. That's one.
Mhm.
My other distraction this week is I watched the Aileen Wuornos, I don't know how to say it, documentary on the woman serial killer who killed like 6 men down in Florida.
Okay.
I'm very obsessed with the woman, this religious woman who adopted her.
Recently?
No, like from the beginning, from the time she was accused. The woman had like a revelation. And I'm obsessed with this lady. I don't even know her name, but I just became obsessed with her when I was watching the documentary because I was like, I remember seeing her when I was younger, and I was like, how could this woman be this way? Anyway, I had a lot of judgment for her.
For the
And
woman who you had a lot of judgment for Eileen, or a lot of judgment for the woman who.
and the woman who supported her.
Okay.
And
Oh, right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. But I was really into that. So between European pickpocketers, that I finished MomTok last week.
Yeah.
And I did, yay!
MomTok.
Literally so good.
Such a good show.
Such a good show, and I kind of was obsessed with comparing it to Housewives.
It has overtaken Housewives. Unless Housewives comes out with something different or people stop being the way they are. Because I can barely watch Housewives.
I know
It's not enjoyable.
it's been tough this year.
Yeah.
And then my happily distracted that I think it's gonna really start off by Monday
Mm-hmm.
is I watched the Eddie Murphy documentary.
Amazing.
Like, so we got a lot of things going on there, but
Okay.
that's how I'm happily distracted.
Good.
How are you happily distracted this week?
I mean, I don't know that I was. This week we went back to work. The furlough just ended. So I don't know if I was happily distracted by anything. I think
Okay.
I recommitted to getting good sleep. And I know that I mentioned to you like several times, it's the strangest thing, but I kept saying, I'm excited to go to bed. Which for me at this age, when I've had such issues with sleeping,
Yeah.
you know, perimenopause and menopausal women, and our sleep is just off. And contributed to it by, I mean, it's a long story, but the short story is I actually was really excited by how excited I was to go to sleep every night. So weird, but that was probably the only thing that was a distraction for me that made me happy.
No, I could tell because when you called me, you're like, I love my sleep. I love the fact that I've gone to bed and I was like, oh, what were you doing before?
Staying up all night, watching things,
Okay.
hoping it would help me fall asleep. Like I would be so I would literally not even sleep in my bed. I would go to like my movie room, and I would turn something on. This is how
Okay.
people are always like, how did you watch this? And how did you watch that? Like, if you mention a show, I watched it. And the reason I watched it is because I wouldn't go to bed. So basically I barely sleep. I'm just
Wow.
watching things hoping that I would fall asleep, because when I do watch things, it turns off the part of your brain that is talking, 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 and thinking of other things. And now your subconscious can focus on the show, so then you can fall asleep. It's like it allows space to fall asleep, and it's not a trick that I've discovered. I know that this is a thing that everybody knows about.
Oh,
And that's
really?
why, yeah, that's why you could fall asleep in front of the television. But the problem for me is I actually start like watching the things that I'm watching. Anyway, it's just a horrible sleep, and you don't fall asleep till like 3 in the morning. So I now like, I don't know, something made me decide like I do want sleep, and I enjoy it when I do get sleep. So I became excited about going to sleep and going back to work. You're working all day. and then you come home and I work out, and then I would just be so I just accepted and, like, I just leaned into going to sleep.
Wow, and you look happy,
It's
and you
exciting.
talked about it every day. And so congratulate you guys. Let's give her a round of applause. Yay. And I will always go in a circle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All my life. I was
It's
like,
fun to do. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
still do it
Around.
at the gym. Everyone's like, give them a round of applause. I'm like, woo! People are like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, yeah, I did it in elementary school. I'm like, do it now. Um, no, but I'm into my sleep.
Yeah.
But it's funny, you were like, "Oh, when I watch TV, it allows me to go into that space and whatever," but for me, sometimes it even stimulates me more.
I think more people think it stimulates you. That's why they're like, turn off all screens and blah, 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 blah. But I don't turn off all screens. That does not help me. I have to like see something or watch something or do something that like makes my brain fall asleep.
Right, right, I understand because
Yeah.
sometimes I can fall asleep to things,
Yeah.
but usually I mean, I'm pretty tired, I'm lights out, I wake up at, like, 4:30 in the morning, so I'm pretty done.
But at this age, I mean, all we keep hearing about is if you don't get good sleep, you're going to have dementia. And
I know,
I
right?
don't want dementia. I mean, maybe I'm going to have it anyway, but I don't want to help myself get dementia.
Right, right. No,
so,
and that's
so I've got to get this sleep thing under control.
yeah, and I will say this, like, I'm a go, 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 go person, but my sleep is so important to me because there's no way I could wake up early at about 4:30, go to the gym and do all those things and not have sleep. And ladies and gentlemen, I like to wake up naturally.
Yeah.
So I don't like to wake up I do not like to wake up tired.
Right.
So
And you don't like to wake up to an alarm clock if you're saying that you like to wake up naturally.
well, I do wake up to an alarm clock,
Okay. So
but
what do
I'm
you mean?
okay with it. What I mean is, hold on, I keep meaning
That's not
hold
waking up
on.
naturally. Waking up naturally is when you wake up naturally.
That's
Nothing woke you up.
Yeah, but I still wake up naturally at that time, but the alarm happens to go off. The alarm doesn't necessarily wake me up. I'm literally ready to go at 4:30. The alarm reminds me of like, okay, you've got all the alarm does for me
Tell you
is
what time it is?
yeah, but it also means like you're gonna go make your coffee. Like, I mean,
All right. So you wake up naturally and have an alarm.
well, when I say I wake up naturally, let me be more specific for this girl over here. Waking up naturally for me is really what I would say is waking up and not being tired
Okay, well then
and
just
groggy.
say I like to
I
wake
ain't gonna
up
say
and not
nothing
be
that I'm
tired.
gonna say. I'm saying what the fuck I wanna say. So, and by the way, don't tell me what to do.
Okay, yeah. Well,
No, I'm joking, but
no, you're not.
I'm not. But my sister always tells people, never tell her what to do, or it's how you tell me what to do. That's the key,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. I would say don't tell you what to do.
Yeah.
You don't like that. And you don't like scheduling. That's why going on vacation with you isn't necessarily like something I would like to do. Because I like to schedule some things, just a few things to make this the vacation, you know,
Absolutely.
work
I
out.
get it.
And you do not. You're like, don't tell me what to cook on Thursday. And I'm like, okay, well, we just need to have a plan because we've got like 15 people at this house, and we need to know that there's food for everybody and what's for dinner every night. I don't want to go on vacation and then at 5 o'clock every day come off the beach and be like, what are we eating?
I don't wanna do that either.
Yeah.
And we
But
don't. It's just the process of you telling me like, okay, we're gonna do this, but I always do it anyway. I'm literally cooperate.
you don't like to go on vacation with people. Why are you saying this? You don't like to go on group vacations. You're not a group vacation person.
Well, no, but it's with my family. It's different.
Well, you do it because it's your family,
Right.
but you still are not a group vacation person.
Well, no, I'm not gonna be on someone else's schedule, and
You
what if
don't
they
like
wanna
that at
do
all.
yeah, I don't want people to schedule stuff for me.
But that's not even what we're trying to do. We're just trying to make the parameters.
This is therapy, ladies and
Right,
gentlemen.
like, I'm not trying to schedule your life, like, I don't wanna schedule your life, but I wanna know that when you go to the when anyone goes to the refrigerator, there's food there, or when we come off the
course.
beach at night, we're not, like, sitting around going, "Where
What's
should
for
we go to eat
dinner?
and what's for dinner?" Like,
No, I agree.
I want it to be smooth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally.
The
And I would
planning part, you don't like
I
because you
just
feel like someone's telling you what to do.
okay, maybe that part I didn't realize it was that significant
It is
or
significant.
noticeable
But the rest
until
of us
today.
yeah, I just was like, "Okay, I've accepted that you're an asshole when it comes to the things, and it's a pain in the ass, and so that's not something I would involve you in."
Right. But it all works out. Didn't we do that in Trinidad? Like, you guys scheduled
Yeah, we did it.
wanted to go
Yes.
yeah, and I relaxed all day. And all I cared about was going to the gym every morning.
Yes.
And I was like, perfect vacation.
Yes.
'Cause I have to always vacation where there's a gym.
Yeah. That's
Like,
fine.
that's, like, perfect,
Yeah.
you know? So, anyway. Well, let's talk about Eileen Wuornos, I don't even know, the serial killer.
Okay. I don't really know a lot about her. I don't like to watch those serial killer
Well,
documentaries. So,
this is gonna be really quick.
okay.
So there which was a serial killer, there's a woman who woke up and she had a revelation that she was gonna be her mother when she saw that she was arrested for killing, like, 5 or 6 people.
How old was the woman with the revelation?
Probably our age right
And
now.
was she the same age as the woman who killed?
I don't know, it's
Okay, we don't
it's
know
in
the age. Okay, that's fine.
right?
Okay.
That doesn't matter, but the point is, I remember being like, "That woman's crazy." And I remember them showing a scene of her, and, like, Eileen Wuornos was on the other side, and the woman had her hand up, and she's like and they're praying to Jesus, and she's accepted Christ. She's about to get on the electric chair too, I think. But, like
Did Eileen Warner get murdered or whatever her name is? Did she
yeah,
get?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, she was murdered.
Death penalty.
Death penalty.
Yeah.
Got it.
So and the woman's like, "Yes," and all this stuff, and I
Which
know
is murder. Death penalty is murder.
okay,
Okay.
but we're not gonna have a discussion on the death
Got it.
penalty because I
Silly.
believe in the death penalty.
Yeah.
I
The
believe in
murder.
murder.
Yeah.
I believe in murder for the right people. But she was like holding up like up her hand and they were like praying. And I was like, I don't buy this. Like, I don't understand this. And I was really incredibly judgmental of the
Mm.
woman when I saw that.
Right, as we all
Like
are. We're
12
all
years
judgmental
ago.
of people who help people who committed bad crimes, or women
No,
who fall in love with people who committed bad.
no, I was just judgmental because she wanted to like help her and
Right,
love
that's what I'm
her and
saying.
be like that. And I
That's
was
a
like,
normal reaction.
who cares? Like, that's so weird.
Yes.
But then for some reason, when I watched it, and then I saw the woman,
Yeah.
and I guess they went into more detail.
Yeah.
I was like, "She ain't that. Good who cares?"
Well, yeah.
So I had to, like I really was like I remember just being so judgmental and being like, "Ugh, you're so weird, like, what is this born again Christian stuff, whatever." And then when I watched it this time, I was like, "Oh." So she felt compelled that she woke up, Jesus spoke to her and said, "Oh my god, this woman needs a mother.
Yeah,
I
it's like
wanna
so
adopt her."
nice.
And then so this time I'm watching it, I'm like, "Isn't that the nicest
It
thing?"
really is the nicest thing, but honestly, I think the judgment being judgmental is something that you are when you're a little bit younger,
Right. 'Cause you
right?
don't
Because
understand.
you're like, "Oh my gosh." Right, but it's also it's just a better way to live your life to not be judgmental.
Well, I think too, I think there's a key word in there, right?
Uh-huh.
When I was younger. And what do? We what? We grow.
Yeah.
So I feel like I saw her, oh my gosh, so differently
Yes.
this time that I didn't even have that feeling of, I remember that. Oh, here comes that crazy ass woman.
Right, right, right.
I didn't even have that feeling. I was like, oh, yes, I remember you. You were there for her to the very end until you helped her with her case. You did all these things. And I was able to remove the fact that she was helping a serial killer. And I was just focusing on this woman. And I was like, why am I not calling her crazy? Why am I not focused on her, like saying it's ridiculous like I did before? And I was like, we, I, gr- we see, I seeing her differently.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, she had the ability to love someone that was completely
Unlovable.
unlovable.
Yeah. So that it's almost like, why am I judging you for having
A beautiful quality.
a heart that's so amazing that you could love you're doing exactly what Jesus wanted you to do.
Right. And I'm not, and here I was before, like, it's so easy for you to say that because Jesus, and I'm not a religious person at all, and you just say that, but I respect everybody to do whatever they need to do as long as you don't legislate what I want to do. But and let me get that in. But I was like, oh my gosh, like, isn't that wonderful that she felt so compelled based on her beliefs
Yeah. To be kind
and
to
her
someone.
to be kind to someone
Yeah.
as she related that to her belief
Right.
in Jesus and wanted to help her get saved. It
Someone
was
who
beautiful.
someone who did things and lived her life in
Yeah.
a way that she wouldn't have. She wouldn't go out and murder people. She didn't think that was a great thing. But
Right.
she could look at this woman and see in her a humanity. Maybe see that she didn't have
The upbringing
the upbringing,
or the
the
faith.
treatment, or the
Right.
kindness, or whatever it was that led her to do these horrendous murders, right?
Right.
But she was able to say, but you are a human being. And that as a human being, I'm going to give you love and I'm going to give you respect.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Amazing.
Now, I'm not terribly religious either. However, if your religion helps you to be that kind of person,
yes.
to look at anyone and say, I'm not going to judge what you did. I'm not going to judge who you are. I'm going to love you as a person. Then I go, Round of applause to your religion. Because you're not using it to condemn people and
No.
to say the way you live your life is wrong and now we don't like you and we're going to legislate against you and
Oh,
all
right,
these
right.
horrible things. You're saying your religion, your belief in Jesus Christ or Muhammad or
Or
whomever
whomever.
has helped you to say, I can be kind to everyone.
Right.
And I see someone who no one's being kind to, and I'm gonna reach out and be kind to you, and I'm gonna usher you into the next life. I know you're on the death penalty,
Right,
so
exactly. Right, right, right.
I don't think I'm gonna be your mother for the rest of my life. That's not I'm not like, "Oh, if I do this, it's only because I can be your mom for the rest of your life." It's
Right.
because in this time when you're left on earth, I want you to know that you're loved.
And that's what she did, and
And why would we judge her for that?
I know, and all week, this
I admire her for doing something that I probably couldn't
same,
do.
same, and
Yeah.
so, like, all week, because I watched the documentary last weekend, all week, I thought about that lady, and I was like, "Okay, if I could meet you, I would be like, 'I'm so sorry,' when I saw you on, like, a current affair or something," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is
Okay, well, that's
ridiculousness."
interesting because why you judged her was because I bet the way they presented her was in a way that they wanted you to judge her. Because you just said you learned about her like on Current Affair. They didn't present her as, we have something amazing. We're going to tell you about someone who
Right,
is so kind that
right,
she became the mother to someone who no one else even wants to be around. We want to put her to death. That's how much we don't want this woman on this earth.
right,
And this woman is willing to love her as a mother and extend to her that sort of
right,
love.
but that wasn't the story.
That wasn't the
That's how that
storyline.
sound
The storyline was this crazy lady wants to be a mom
I
to so and
mean,
so.
yeah, and
So
also
that's how you received it.
and that's probably if I look back at that episode, I mean, I think it was also focused on Eileen, but,
Yeah.
you know, but, you know, exactly, because
I
I
mean, there's
remem
so many things in there.
but I was like, "I remember that woman."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, I remember her," and I was prepared to be like, "I remember that lady," but I didn't even feel that way.
Well, I mean, you received her differently because like you've lived life now.
Yeah.
I mean, when you live life, your first, I hope, you know what? I'm saying this, but I don't know that it's for everyone. There are people who live life, they go through experiences, they have hard times, they help see other people have hard times, they help people through that, and they're still judgmental as fuck.
As fuck.
And
No,
it's like,
I'm not
wow,
judgmental.
have you lived a life like I'm 55
I'm 54.
and judging people is for the birds and
Yeah.
not necessary. And I've not walked in your shoes. I don't live your life. So judging you makes no sense to me.
Which I have to say is something that, like, I hold near and dear to my heart and can say with my family, we are not judgmental people. And I can tell you, that's what people always say, like, "Oh my gosh, I met your sister. She's so much more conservative than you, and she's got a different personality, but, like, she's so non-judgmental." And I'm like, "Yeah." And people literally talk to us about not being judgmental as if it's just, like, an amazing thing.
And it's like
And I'm like,
everyone should just be non-judgmental. But also, if you practice non-judgment, it makes your life easier.
"Well, because I don't have time to judge, because you know what? I would like take the time to judge someone. You will have a physical, visceral reaction within your body
It's not worth it. It's not
that
worth
is
it. It's not worth it.
unnecessary.
It's not worth it.
And let me tell you what's not worth it. Standing around a bunch of motherfuckers who are judging.
Right, right. Don't be with them.
Don't
Just
be with them.
walk away from them.
Lesson number one from Happily Distracted podcast. Walk away.
Walk away.
You never know what's going on in people's lives. You never know
And talking
all
about
of it.
someone and gossiping
It's
about them
disgusting.
is judgmental. If you're gossiping about them, why like if you're telling their story, which you shouldn't be,
At
right?
all.
If you're telling their story to another person, and I'm not saying this as though I've never gossiped. I would say the a younger me probably I thought it was interesting, right? Like when I was in my
Yeah, I
20s,
never started
high
gossip.
school, I didn't start gossip, but I mean,
If I listened,
yeah. I
I
listened
was just stuck
and
up
I
for
may have
people.
participated. I may have participated. I may have been like, "Oh my gosh, did you hear this happened or this person did this?" Or, "Oh my goodness." That's just judgmental in and of itself. Because the only
Yeah.
reason I'm saying, "Oh my goodness," is because I think you might think like, "Oh, that person did this thing. Like, how dare she? Or how could she? Or how could they?" And I don't even know what the point of my conversation was.
Yeah, because all that sleep she's getting is
Uh,
really helping the dementia.
I will say, right. I
Right.
would say I was out last night, so we went to the Improv, and it was really fun, and we saw Joe List, who was really funny.
Oh, wow.
He was really funny.
Okay.
I liked how well, first of all, he's very calm,
All right.
and he's very, just he's just like I feel like an all-American kinda comic, okay?
Okay.
But what I liked about him was
He's all American.
not like that.
He's all Malta.
He lives in New York, so he's like all-American, but, like, he's a New Yorker. So anyway,
All right.
I liked about him that he was, that he would say, "This isn't working," or "Let me try out this new joke." Like,
Oh,
I like to be in the experience
experience.
with the comic. Like, I like when a comic's not 100% and is like,
Oh,
"Well, that didn't work." Anyway, everybody there in the group that we were with,
yeah.
55 and over. And
God, that's
the
good.
conversation was very much like, Have you guys seen that show?" And then everybody's like, "Well, what show?" No one knows the name of it. Everybody's like, "It's a show that has a person in it." And then there's another person. Like at one point, I'm trying to tell them about this show. I'm like, it's something about King. And then there's also town is in it. Like it's about a town. And the guy was like, one of the person was like, "It's about a town." Okay. And then finally and he was like, "Oh, Mayor of Kingstown." And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
"Yes."
Yes. Which I like that.
It's a very good show. But the whole time, everyone was it was like when you're young, you're just like, "Did you watch Mayor of Kingstown? Did you hear about this person? And you know this name? And you know this thing?" And it's like you got it right on top of your head. And now all of us are like, now this restaurant, it's near so and so. It's got food that's like, and it's like, oh, and everybody's trying to guess. It's like everything.
So it took the entire group of people to solve to solve the mystery
It's
of the show.
it takes an entire group of people just to have a conversation now. I mean,
That's
because
so
there's
funny.
nothing's on the top of your, and then it makes you forget all the words. Like you don't experience that yet?
I mean, I don't know. People might experience it. I don't even know because I usually can remember like
Right.
really weird.
Yeah.
I like remember a lot of details. I'm very, very
Right.
sensitive to things. So like
Right.
if I walk into a room, I mean, it's like detail overload, right? It's like coming at me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're very sensitive to your surroundings.
Which honestly, Eddie Murphy in his documentary
Yeah.
about him, which is watch this documentary. It's
Mhm.
incredible. There's like we do a whole show on
Who recommended that you watch it?
yeah, Dad.
Added.
You should add. She's like, you really, really like it. And I didn't like it. I loved it. It just spoke to me. But just let me just say something that stood out to me the most. Not the most, just one of the things was he talked about being sensitive. And he said comedians are sensitive. People who are funny are sensitive in a way in which like you notice everything around you, you notice details. You say someone could come up with a really shiny car, it's perfect. There's one little scratch on it. The comedian's gonna notice the scratch and say something,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And I was like watching it and I was like cracking up because I was like, okay, I know that I am not Eddie Murphy status yet, but I related to what he said because I was like, wait, that's my brain.
Yes.
And I can't so if I'm I could be in a crowd and there's a million things going on, and if there's something funny that I notice, it's off the topic, but I'm gonna say it.
So I would say comedians, probably every comedian is neurodivergent.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy said that he has, like, some OCD,
Yes.
like, the way he, like, always checked the stove every night and certain things, and I'm like, "Shit, I was doing that stuff when I was younger."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Always jump there's a threshold in our bathroom, and it had a piece of rust on it, and I was so scared that the rust was poop.
Oh God.
So for how many as long as I lived in that house, as long as that threshold was there, I jumped over it every single day.
Yeah.
I made sure I was like, make sure I jumped over that threshold.
That is the least of your issues.
Right. But I did that every day.
Yeah, you do a lot of things every day.
You know what I mean? Because it was just like I just had to.
Yes. No, but I mean, I think that his observation that comedians are neurodivergent, because that's how I summarized it.
It was like boom.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because when you watch a comedian, for me anyway, I'm always like, what you're saying isn't something that I shouldn't have noticed. That's why we all relate to it.
Oh yeah.
Because we're all like, wait, why didn't I notice that? Why didn't I? You're right. Like everybody, when they're with a good comedian, they're like, oh my God, that's right. And that's why it's so funny. Right. And then even when it's a comedian like Richard Pryor or Kevin Hart, who tells stories.
Right,
Even
but around
Eddie
the
Murphy,
stories.
even in the stories they tell, the details that they're giving us is stuff that you're just like, oh my gosh, like they really noticed. You can't tell a story like that if you're not noticing how someone moves or how this person says so and so, or what they put down, or you know what I mean? Like, and the thing, it's just so
Yes.
relatable. It's so relatable.
It's so relatable, even down to like, I always notice details of how people walk.
Yeah,
I can like imitate anybody's gait. I know that's weird,
that is fair.
but I can. But if I'm just, and I'm not making a fun of you or gossiping about you, but I could definitely imitate your walk. It's just the things like that are certain expressions that people do, or movements, or
Mhm.
facial structures.
Yeah.
I'm really good about like remembering that about that person. Like, oh yeah, they always do this, or
So, I mean, I think that's what neurodivergent people like. That's how they are. And it's so amazing because I can't imagine being so sensitive to everything. You know what I mean? I
oh
can't,
yeah,
that would not be fun for me.
yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, it's all I know. I wouldn't know the
Yeah, you
difference.
don't know. Yeah.
So, but I think in a way that I like about it is I'm also really sensitive to people's feelings,
Yes.
right? Like I notice things about people where it's like I could be across the room at a party and I'm like, oh my gosh, let me go over there. I just noticed something. It could be just the littlest thing. People be like, how did you know they were feeling that way? I'm like, I just did.
Yeah.
So it's like sort of,
Back to Eddie Murphy, what I loved is his recognition as a child of who he was
mm,
and who he was going to be. Like that.
yes.
And it's okay. It's okay to have that kind of self belief and self recognition. And I think the world says it's not okay.
Yes. That for me, it
Like,
was
who do
like,
you think you are?
yeah, my heart was beating fast when he talked about how he always knew that he was gonna be a comedian, and I'm talking like he was in, like, what, senior in high school, pretty much, like, on Saturday Night Live at 18.
I think he knew that when he was, yeah, that's where he
But
was. But
he
he knew
did,
that when he was 7. He knew that when he was 8.
but he did,
Yeah.
and they showed him doing all those things that were comedian-like or, like, just different stuff like that, and it made sense, but, like, he knew, and he would say it out loud all the time,
Hmm.
regardless of people doubting him or not, like, he knew, and so it really resonated with me, and I'm like, it made me really excited. But I also was like, why is this so significant? Like, why am I even using this documentary to feel so validated?
Right.
Why? So I had to explore it deeper, which I'm going to do right now on the How to Be Distracted podcast. But I think Eddie Murphy talking about himself and what he believed in and what he knew and just some of his talents, it wasn't arrogance.
No.
It was self belief,
Correct.
and it was okay.
Yes.
And I feel like he gave himself permission. Right?
Yeah.
And so to me, I'm like, was I never given like myself total permission to really be like, this is what I love? Like I've done stand up. I'm funny as fuck. I'm gonna get class clown for nothing. I am funny as shit. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
Um, but like I know that, but like didn't go around like saying it, but
Right.
like just my own
Well, I
style.
definitely think that for women and just I mean how we grew up, I think the humble, be
Right.
humble, and being humble is not the same. Being confident in your who you are and what you want to present to the world and what you want to give to the world, that's still being humble. It's not being arrogant to say, I believe I can do this thing, whatever that thing is.
Whatever.
If it's,
Right.
I believe I can be a teacher. I believe I can be a doctor. I believe I can be a nurse. I believe I can be a comedian. I could believe I can be a film director. I believe I can be a writer. None of that's arrogance. You believe it and you can be it. And that's okay to feel like comfortable in that belief. And
Yeah.
he felt comfortable in that belief.
But he knew it on the inside.
Yeah, because felt comfortable in it.
Right, right, and I
And he
just
had what other people don't have, which is that comfortability.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, but just feeling that, and I was like, "Wow," I've always felt I didn't know about podcasts, but I have very comfortable saying that Happily Distracted is going to be a top podcast, and I know we've got something special on here. I know this is special,
Right.
and so but then the next step is the art of just doing it,
Right. He just went and did it.
and he just went and did it,
Yeah.
and
And he
and
continues to. Whatever it is that he wants to do, he just goes and does it.
yeah,
And if you like it, great.
that's right.
Right. And he happens to do things that people like. I also think that he's a literal genius. So I would apply
Yes.
genius to him.
I would definitely apply genius to
Yeah.
him. And I think it's neat about the documentary because it shows all these little things that were important to him and that he liked, which like he liked all these different older movies, like where he liked the costume and he liked the makeup artist and things like that, which then led to him playing those different characters. And how he said he could do it in everybody's voices.
I know. He really can, though.
And he really can.
I mean,
You gotta watch it.
it's crazy. I was like, wait, it sounds exactly like the person he just said. I don't understand that, and it's not a gimmick. It is a gift.
It is a gift because
He's so gifted.
very believable.
Yeah.
And then the ideas he had, which is why, you know, every idea in your brain, like he has a notebook, he writes them down.
Write them
He
down.
thinks about it, like to write them down. So I feel like that documentary just reinforced just to continue to like believe in yourself. But when you know you've got something inside, and now people ask me about like happily distracted and how it's going.
Be confident in talking.
I'm very confident in it.
Yeah.
They'll say, well, what is it? And I say, well, I talk about my distractions. I'm ADHD. I said, but it's really an overall uncompensating thing. It's my personality. And people are like, what's your niche? I said, I don't have one. That's my niche.
Right.
I said,
I'm interested in a lot of things.
And my number one product
Mhm.
is my personality. And I'm going for it.
And like, that's so different from me because
Right.
that
Mine
for
is my
me,
personality.
right. Well, and I think I have a good personality.
You do, but
too.
why do people
But
always
it's
say
not-
mine's amazing?
It's not me. That's not my brand. I don't know.
Right.
I don't have a brand because I'm not an entertainer, but I'm not but thinking about personalities makes me, and I'm just I'm much more shy and reserved, right?
Right.
So I would
right.
never be like, oh, my personality.
Right.
But speaking of personalities, I think that's why MomTok works because they have some very good, I mean, the main character, and
Let me just say something for someone who's listening in case you don't watch MomTok.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's important. So it's the show about the Mormon, they are Mormon housewives. They're not housewives. They're Mormon wives. They all
Or
do
women, some of them
women.
are wives.
Yeah, they do a lot of videos together. They had a scandal, so-called swinging scandal. It became very popular. They got a show on Hulu, and they're all different women. And it's really good, and I love it. And it's surrounded obviously by the Mormon Church. A lot of them are ex-Mormons.
Yeah.
Or they're going back to practicing. So that's called MomTok.
And they're currently in their third season.
Yes, they're in their
Which
third season.
I literally binged and watched it in one day.
Which, by the way, my husband's so into it, and I will say this: Hulu, thank you for releasing all the episodes
At one
once.
time.
That's what
Yes.
I'm paying for.
Okay, yes. If I pay, this is serious.
I'm actually angry about it.
This
I'm gonna
is serious.
protest.
Yeah. If I pay for your streaming service, I paid money, and all the episodes are made. I get to choose that I want to watch them at one time. Why are you making me wait like it's network television? I don't watch network television.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons I don't watch network television.
Well, yes, and by the way,
I'm not waiting next week for the show to come out.
I said to my husband last week, I said, "This is great." I go, "I think it's wrong and a travesty of justice that it is.
Yeah.
I have to wait weekly, isn't because you know what? They're fucked with us because in the beginning, though, they never did that. They didn't do that during the pandemic, none of that. And then all of a sudden, I'm watching The Joker and I got to wait every week to see a new episode.
No.
Well, then that's just like
And
television.
HBO Max. Shame on you for doing that.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
You release a show. I want to watch all 9 episodes the same fucking day. And I'm not going to cancel my subscription.
Right. Or your prescription.
Right.
I'm going to say.
Or my prescription.
I'm not going to the pharmacy watching Batman.
Yeah. I am so annoyed.
I am, yes. And I said it last week because Hulu releases MomTok. And you know what? Their ratings are huge.
Thank you, Hulu. Thank you.
Round of applause. It might be one of the biggest shows.
Yeah.
On Hulu. But
and they release it all at once.
And I can choose
to watch it all at once.
And if I want to break it down, break it weekly, I can do that too.
Yeah.
But so don't do that. I'm tired of it. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start a petition.
Yes.
Because we're getting ripped off by streaming services that do that to us. It's unnecessary. It's wrong.
It's wrong.
So why aren't we calling them out?
It's unchristian.
It is. It really is. And I cannot love them unconditionally for how they are rolling out really good shows. I should not have to wait each week, but HBO, they are the biggest violators.
Paramount Plus.
What's on Paramount Plus?
A lot of shows that I watch. Mayor of Kingstown.
Oh, yeah, I gotta start that in. See, I have to wait for that because I wanna watch it all at once.
Landsman. Landman. I don't know. It's Billy Bob Thornton. It's either Landsman or Landman.
Right,
Anyway,
I've
the
seen it.
show's awesome. Hilarious.
Right.
Um,
You have to wait every week.
I don't want to wait every week.
I get excited, like, that I'm behind and on, like,
Right.
something
Because
like
then
that.
sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, I can watch 3 in a row.
Right.
Yeah. And if I had any self restraint, I would probably just wait till the end of the season, which, by the way, I want to tell Paramount Plus, I want to tell HBO Max and all the other streaming services
Listen up.
who want to roll shows out like it's a network television situation, that you aren't making money off of people by doing that. Because I have friends who are super budget conscious and their husbands will choose one
I know.
streaming service like a season
I did that.
and
I
be
love
like,
that.
okay, you have Netflix, you've canceled everything else.
Yes.
When Paramount Plus's shows are over, like we're ready to
they
watch,
cancel it.
then I will watch it because all of them are out. I can get it, do it for a month, and I'll cancel it the next month.
Okay,
That's
so
literally what people do.
that is what I do, but now that I'm married, my husband has all these channels, but yes, that's exactly.
So you're not like, there's no benefit to you're not
Right.
making money off of people. I mean, you're making money off of me because I just have a bunch of streaming services, but you're not really making money by doing that. So if you are a streaming service, fucking stream.
Fucking stream, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So when I was talking to my husband about it, like, and I was really hyped up about it last week, I was like, see, everybody should release like MomTok. He was like, oh, I don't know. I enjoy the anticipation. I was like, what the fuck would you say? I was like, do you see the point of it? Like, I was like, why are you not with me on, like, why would you say something totally reasonable when I'm making a point that I know is really good?
Right.
Just agree with me. He was like, I don't know. There's something I enjoy about watching it. I go, that doesn't make any sense. And then I was like, I'm in counseling. I'm in counseling.
I'm a counselor. My husband's allowed to have his own opinion.
Right. And my counseling,
He
ladies and
shouldn't.
gentlemen,
Men
is
should not be allowed
working.
husbands should not be allowed to have their own opinions.
Right.
They have the opinion of their wife.
Well, it better be good.
Whatever your wife's opinion is. So that's funny because there are people who are out there who are like, my husband will, I'm a
He
good
makes home
wife.
tracks.
Whatever. I'm a good wife. In my good Christian home, my husband is the leader. He tells me.
I know. I love that.
He tells
He does
me
all the
vote for.
finances.
No.
He's like,
no.
I love when they're like, he holds all the finances. He is the king. And I'm like,
He is going to
he's
leave
fucking
you,
someone else.
and you're going to be in poverty.
Right. And then you're going to call me and be like, how do I get a job? I'm like, girl, you can't. You got to go ahead and start off at minimum wage because you did not keep your nursing license up like I told you to. And now we got to start from scratch. Now you got to learn how to survive. But
Yeah.
that's a whole other story. That's a pretty common.
So if you're in a relationship and your husband's in that, like, he has to have all his own opinions and he thinks he's in charge, get out of that relationship. Don't get married.
That's
You're
hard.
dating. Don't date someone if they think they're in charge.
Oh my God, right.
Even if I respect my husband. He's like amazing.
Oh my God, Sam, I love,
He's so smart.
I love your husband. I love my
Me
husband.
too. I love your
No, I
husband.
do. Oh my God, I know.
Yeah, we have good husbands. But like, we can rule their lives.
Without them knowing.
Correct.
But
if you can't, don't get that. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I could imagine being like, I'd like to buy this, and like someone's divvying out money.
No.
Like, we love buying certain things. Like, we are obsessed. Can you see this on the camera? Can I stand up?
Spanx, baby.
Okay, this is the Spanx. Hold on. This is the Spanx.
Spanx leisure wear.
Air Essentials. Hey.
It feels so good. It feels so good. It looks amazing.
So we discovered it last year, and then now we like have bought like 5 or 6. So
My
they keep
mom's
coming in.
81, 80.
Yeah,
My mom's 80, gonna be 81, and
yeah, something like that.
yeah, okay.
Longevity lives.
And she is so cute because I did yell at her once because I had shared her with her when it was on sale.
Right.
And then she went and bought a whole bunch of it and didn't tell us that there was a sale.
Right. Can you believe that?
This most recent sale, we had already known it was a sale.
But
But she called and she was like, I want you to know, I bought a bunch of Spanx leisure wear
Yes, Air Essentials.
on sale. And I was like, "Mom, thank you for sharing.
Our
We already
we have
purchased
been
it."
on it. Like,
Yeah.
we've
And then
been
she
on
was like, "She
a
got a free
flat.
blanket. She got a free Air Essentials blanket."
Oh my gosh,
And I was like,
okay.
"How did you get that?" And she was like, "Well, they at the end, I had bought so much, they gave me a free blanket." Because I was like, "They didn't offer me a free blanket." But
That's
I don't think I bought enough.
I wore mine, I put on, like I wore jewelry and, like, my jacket. Everybody's like, "It's so cute," and my Adidas, but I was like,
I just want you to know I was walking around the streets of Nashville a couple weeks ago, and random women, multiple random women would stop me and say, "Oh my gosh, I love your travel outfit."
I know, you kept telling me she kept telling me
It's
that, but
true.
then, like, my sister was with her, and she was like, "Oh my god, it was the funniest thing."
Mhm.
And I was like, "See?
Yeah,
People love this, and it's so cute, but it's comfortable, and you could, like, dress it up, but honestly, it's all we wear now."
I know.
And I'm just laughing because I think we have, like, 6 pairs each.
I think we're also yeah, and I love it. I totally love it.
And we did not have to ask our husbands
Right, to buy
for
it.
permission.
Can I spend $300 in an athleisure wear?
Right.
No, yeah, like, I don't have to ask permission. And
No.
you should not I mean, I understand budgets, and I understand
Of
budget, and
course.
that's cool.
And yeah.
Budgets are cool, but, you should have autonomy.
But we have friends who are stay-home moms, and they got plenty of autonomy. So it's not
Yes, 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 yes,
it's not like
yes.
if you have to work,
No, 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 but
like,
no matter what relationship you're in, you
you're
should be able to
equal.
yes, correct.
You're
Yeah,
equal,
if you're a
right?
stay-at-home mom, your money's his money, if you're not a stay-at-home mom, your money's his money's your money.
Period.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But here's where you shouldn't have autonomy, but not us, the wives,
Okay.
the men. Sometimes you shouldn't have autonomy when you really have good intentions and you're purchasing something for your wife because you heard that she liked something, but you didn't quite have all the details.
Yeah, I have very few friends whose husbands are allowed to buy them gifts even now. I
Right.
think like we cut them off years ago, like because they're not good at it.
Yeah. I mean, right.
So it's like I will buy what I want for myself.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think the younger generation is like that though.
Yeah, I think so, but I think the younger generation, the men are better at buying shit for people.
Well, because you know why? Because they already know what she wants because she already went told and showed
Right,
them.
right, right.
There's no like
Like,
secret.
why would it be a surprise? The ring. The ring should not be a surprise. The fact
It's
that
so weird and
maybe
outdated.
the day you're getting it can be a surprise. Maybe how you're going to be presented the
But
ring
what it
should be the
looks like and what you
but
want,
should not be a surprise.
yeah.
No, because you're wearing that ring for the rest of your life.
Engagement rings should not be surprised. They should be picked and chosen
By the
by
woman.
the woman.
Yes.
And
Or
anybody
the man. I don't know if you're what kind of
okay, yeah,
relationship
that's
you're
right.
in, but if whoever's getting the ring for whomever, I think the person who's going to be wearing the ring should have a big say in the
Okay, so
ring.
then let me get this out of the way now because I'm gonna just say this because it just gets on my nerves when people like disagree with me. It doesn't sound right. If you are of a different generation, you need to get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
And not be like, well, it takes away the specialness. Stop that shit. That's
doesn't.
always thinking. Come into the 21st century.
I think so.
Come into the 21st century. And also get over the fact that your kids would rather have gift cards.
Yeah.
Now, they might want gifts if you're really specific, but it's okay and it's not impersonal. Remember my mom was like, it's very impersonal. I'm like, no, it's not.
Right.
What's impersonal is having to take a gift back.
Right.
Okay. And now it's like more work. So just get people what they want. And the kid said, I want gift cards. Damn, you give them gift cards.
Right.
It's very old school thinking for you to put what you think your standard is of what someone's enjoyment is, or it takes away cut that shit.
Right.
There's just let it go.
Now there are amazing people. There are some people in the world who are very good gift givers.
Yes.
That's a special talent.
Yeah.
But the majority of us
Yeah.
suck at that.
Right.
And so instead of pretending that it's more personal, like you said, to buy something that you think the person likes, just get them what they want
Yes.
or give them money to get what they want. Or take the woman, if it's a woman that you're marrying, fine. If it's a man you're marrying, fine. I don't care what you're marrying and who you're marrying. I don't care about any of that. Take the person to the store, the jewelry store to shop or and let them pick out what they want. Let them try it on. Let them be like, "Oh my gosh."
Right.
And then get
Right.
them the one they want. Even if
Right.
you have a budget, you can say, please only show us things within this budget because I can't afford, $50,000 ring.
Right. Like, yeah,
That's fine. Budget's
it's
fine.
not about the amount
It
of
doesn't
money.
have to be a diamond.
It doesn't have to be with the amount of money.
It does no, no.
So this is fun for people who are going to listen to an episode with my husband because it'll make you want to understand who my sister is because he talks about you the
Oh,
episode.
he
So if you
does?
guys haven't seen, I think it's episode 2, go back and listen to it because it's where I introduced Dan and he does talk about my sister Monia. He does tell the ring story about how when he showed you the ring, he said she should have recognized by your reaction. And then he was like, he calls her the Layla Whisperer, which is really, really funny. And he says it on the episode. So I definitely go, definitely recommend you um, watching that, listening.
So I won't go into your ring story because obviously it's on that one. But
Yeah, we can talk about it.
no, but that's our recommendation. Our recommendation is allow the person to pick out their own fucking ring. They're gonna wear it for the rest of their lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactement. That's what French teacher would
Exactement.
say. But yeah, no, totally. So with that being said, with Mom Talk,
Yeah, back to MomTok.
I love this is so much
Let
fun.
me tell you, who's the main girl on that? What's her name?
No.
Yes, Taylor.
Taylor Frankie Paul.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the cutest.
Oh my God, I love her. Her hair is actually real.
That's awesome. Is it
Yeah.
like all of it?
Yeah, all of her hair is real. She doesn't have
Go,
Daisy
girl.
style extensions.
Go girl.
I know.
She's beautiful.
Oh my God, her
She's
kids are so
adorable. Her
cute.
kids are so cute. Her personality is awesome. Her honesty is
It's amazing.
yeah.
I'm telling you what, like people who judge it, with- we're gonna bring it back to not being judgmental. Please don't be judgmental and watch the show. But you must, if you haven't watched it all, you gotta watch it from the beginning.
Yes, yes.
But there's something so refreshing about her.
yeah. And I think there's something refreshing
Not
about the
all of
growth of all of them. There's also, I feel like there's a trend in I'm trying to get through
It is Taylor
whole
Frankie
thing.
Law.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to get okay, mom talk cast.
There's Layla, Taylor Frankie Paul, Michaela,
Oh my gosh, you're good, girl.
right? Macy,
Mhm.
with Jesse, and then who's the one that had a rough season this year? I forgot her.
Demi?
Yeah, that's all of them.
Yeah, okay.
And Whitney.
Yeah. Yeah, Whitney, she first of all, so pretty.
Yeah,
So
I go
and
back and forth with her.
yeah,
but
you really didn't like her last season, but she seemed to have evolved a bit.
yeah, she evolved, and on this one at towards the end, especially when you put the girls together. But
Yeah.
let's because we're going to continue like a week to talk about this. But I just want to say, let's take a minute to talk about Housewives versus Mom Talk and why we both called each other last week in our happily distracted moments. And I said, this is way better than Housewives. Why? Why?
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't remember what I said, but
Well, no, I mean, like,
yeah, for me, the reason I like
me.
but for me, the reason I like it better is because okay, so I cannot watch I can barely watch Housewives anymore.
I know something's happened with us. We're evolving and we can't,
Well,
we,
Mom Talk. I mean, not Mom Talk. Housewives jumped the shark.
they're not evolving on the damn show.
It's like people come in and they're all trying to be something or have a storyline, and it's very frustrating and annoying.
Are we growing? Because we both have said this year about the Housewives.
I don't think so. I think they're not growing. I mean, yeah, maybe we're growing, but I
Right.
don't want to see Housewives was not always about fighting. It was about friends experiencing life,
It's actually becoming work.
helping each other through that, not like like being excited for the downfall. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Or the information or the
Yeah.
judges.
It's weird, and I think Potomac has an added element of
Meanness.
meanness, but also like they've really bought into the materialistic part of it,
Yeah.
whether they can afford it or not. There's nothing worse than watching people who you're like, why are you trying to act like you're something you're not?
Also, I just think it's so weird because we've been around all kinds of people all of our lives. I have very wealthy friends. I have friends who aren't, but like I've always felt comfortable in just in
Well, like
just
we are. Like
what I have,
I'm not going to try to buy a Maserati because I have rich friends.
or because I'm on a show.
Yeah. Like, you don't need to do that.
Like, you don't need to do that. I'm not, and as an audience member, I don't need you to do that because
I
at the
don't
end of the
want you to do
day,
that.
once you show me all the shit you have and you're on Beverly Hills, I'm past all that. I'm watching you for you as a person.
Right.
Because now you got to, like, now I'm like finding out about your life
Right.
and how you're living, things like that. That's great. You have a Maserati. I don't give a shit.
Right. And so anyway, it's devolved. It's devolved.
That's okay. I would never have known that word
Whereas,
because I don't read.
but Mom Talk has evolved.
Yes.
Right. And we're getting these girls also.
Oh, I hope
they're young. They're very, very like about empowering women, but truthfully empowering women. Like, wait, they check themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
they
wait,
do.
we're supposed to be about empowering women, and here we are not empowering women.
And I admire them because they come from very strong Mormon backgrounds and they recognize some of them, like some of them have left, some of them still practice, but like they recognize things that maybe don't align with the church
Right.
and they can call it out, but yet they still practice their faith,
Yeah. And I love the husbands.
which I've evolved because I'm able to say that.
I love the husbands.
I do like the husbands.
Yeah.
And what's really powerful about this show is they've actually retired their husbands. And I've never rooted for people more to make money than these women.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really, I don't know. I'm like, I'm happy for all their wealth, for everything that they get.
Yeah.
Even the one, like, Whitney made it to Dancing with Stars. She's still on. I'm so happy for her.
Yeah. And who's the other one who made it to Dancing with the Stars?
She's so cute.
Jen
Jen.
Affleck. I mean, if you couldn't be more naturally
Adorable.
beautiful.
I know.
She's just the most beautiful. And I love her husband.
Yeah. And so
And I love how he changed.
she had this husband named Zach. He was a little,
She still has him.
yeah. And just watching him and evolve and
support her.
See,
That's what's fun about the men is
They are
watching them
so-
support the women.
yeah. And they go through their own journeys doing it.
To get there.
Look at Jessie.
Yeah. It's hard. Like,
Yeah.
and especially when they're raised in a culture that's like,
Yes.
you are the dominant.
You're the man.
No.
Right.
But they talk about it. They're like,
They really
I'm
do.
so emasculated. Now, poor Jesse's husband this past season, he did say the word emasculate way more times than I felt he needed to.
Right. But I think that's what is
But I loved-
ingrained in him.
Yeah, he's like, it's very emasculating. Yeah, I'm so emasculated.
But this couple had marital problems. But what I thought was good was he was forced to get to the truth.
Yes.
Not just like, well, we're having problems because we're
And it's your
arguing
fault.
because you had an emotional affair.
Right.
It all stemmed way before that. And I
Right.
think that's also what gave me more respect for them
Yeah.
than the housewives.
Yes.
Because the housewives are on a reality show, but they like to hide their reality.
Right. Right. Right.
Where Mom Talk is like, they showed it. And there was, in this day and age where we got like bros and tech bros and like masculine, all this bullshit alpha stuff.
Yeah.
Those guys, their husbands are more alpha than people who say they're alpha
Yeah.
because they
support their
each other.
wives. Yeah.
They show up for one another as males,
Yes. That's beautiful to see.
even within their flaws.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So it's real. And my husband, who is an avid watcher of Mom Talk, he said he agreed. He's like, it's better.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and there's conflict resolution. And he's like, and it's exciting to see these people get opportunities.
Yes. And I mean, they're beautiful. They're interesting. They're fun. They're honest. And I love their relationships and everything that we get to see through the show. It's really good. Mom Talk is where it's at. It is.
Yeah. Watch.
Binge it on Hulu.
Right. And you don't have to wait weekly.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
HBO Max making me watch Sex in the City. What was it called? The new one was called.
I never watched it.
Oh, Sex in the City is amazing. So if you haven't watched it, watch Sex in the City and then watch the new episodes. It's amazing for me because I am the same age. So when it first came out, that's the age I was.
It's kind of crazy now when you
And now when
like
they brought it back, I'm their age. So the issues they were talking about, I'm experiencing.
Which is interesting because then I would say Hulu captured something with Mom Talk.
Yeah, because
I'm twice their age.
Right. Maybe more.
Maybe more. And
2.5.
They're very young mothers. Yes. It's part of their culture.
Yeah. But yet we can relate to it.
But we can relate to it.
And it's fun to watch. They are very compelling.
They are.
They are compelling.
They are each.
And I'm the age of most of those housewives. And I don't want to watch them yell at
No.
each other and say weird shit and
Yeah.
be mean. And
Which is
I
why
can't relate to them at all.
no, which is why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and make this announcement now.
Yeah.
Try to keep it secret, but I will be on Potomac Housewives. I will be on.
Yeah,
Let me just
that'll be
say that
fun.
out
It'll
loud.
be
I
fun.
just feel like I'd be bravo. I feel like I'd be an incredible addition.
Yes, I think you would
There's
be.
no one out there that's like me on the show, and I think that I could showcase my personality and how it fits in with all of the women, and how I could show how you don't have to be judgmental, talk about people, have fake storylines, just have real storylines and have conflict and resolution
Yeah.
without it being detrimental to somebody else.
Correct.
And I think that's the key,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's real stories for me to tell.
And you
I
can
got
support people.
yeah, I don't have skeletons. I'm gonna bring them with me.
Right.
Like here you go.
Right.
And I also really love, what I really love about myself is my humility.
Wait, are we talking about
No,
you
I'm
right now?
joking, I'm making
Isn't
fun
that
of
funny how everything
all
okay, wait,
roads
what
lead back to Layla.
what is happening?
No, but no, I definitely recommend MomTok. So I would say this.
Mm-hmm.
We have discussed a lot of happily distractions.
Yes, we have.
So we're going to say, as we grow, we evolve, we see things differently.
Yeah.
Judgment sort of goes by the wayside. Be confident and believe in yourself, and align it with your dream.
Yes.
Say it out loud.
Yes.
Give yourself permission to
Claim it. Claim it,
claim it
people.
and give yourself permission.
Yeah.
Feel it.
Yeah.
Because I feel it. That's why I'm doing a podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know why I'm doing podcasts, but
Because I asked her to Mio Talk. Watch Mom Talk. It's a great reality show. And to Hulu, congratulations on releasing a popular show like that all at once. To the rest of the streaming,
shame on you.
well, shame on you. We're coming for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up another episode of Happily Distracted Podcast. Check me out on YouTube at Happily Distracted Podcast, on Instagram at Happily Distracted Podcast, and I got a link to my TikTok there. So that's me acting up. Please message me. Let us know how you're happily distracted. If you have topics you want to discuss, bring it, because I guarantee you we will be happily distracted with it. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.
That's it for Happily Distracted. I'm Layla. I put the HD in ADHD. Hit subscribe and come party with me next time.
Resonate.